Hello there, this video introduces a new maximum performance or ultra high performance summer tire option here, which a lot of people feel is long time in the waiting here, because this is a item from Bridgestone. And as many people know, Bridgestone has made some great tires over the years, and one of the greats were their pole position lineup, the SO3, SO2, the most recent SO4 pole position. But when I say the most recent SO4 pole position, somebody can check my work, but I want to say that that generation of maximum performance summer tire from Bridgestone is probably well over 10 years old technology now, so very unlike, Michelin with a Pilot Sports that kind of comes out with a newest and latest and greatest formulation and compound, every few years. The Bridgestone SO4 pole position has been around for a long time, and it's a great tire. It's probably one of the only complaints about it is that it's a heavy tire. Obviously, it can't quite keep up in ultimate grip with the other, maximum performance compounds anymore, like the Michelin Pilot Sport 4. But it's not that far off, and they're known for being extremely durable tires. You can, do weekend warrior stuff, tracking them, doing high performance driving events, and while they're not a track tire, they tend to the sidewalls hold up really well. They don't roll over as much, so you can get a lot of tread life out of them. With that kind of abuse to them, really. So that's been a highlight of Bridgestone's in the past. This Bridgestone Sport, it hasn't been tested extensively yet against the other, maximum performance summer tires, those 300 treadwear tires, like, again, the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. Perhaps over in the United States, the Continental Extreme Contact, tires, like these. It has been tested in Europe by Auto Build, and it performed in some tests very slightly worse in overall dry handling than the gold standard Pilot Sport 4S. In other tests of different sizes, it performed a little bit better than the Pilot Sport 4S. Overall, it was given first and second places in those three tests that they did. So ultimately, this may be a great tire to consider for people. Apparently it comes OEM on the Lamborghini Huracan. I might have gotten the model wrong on that. Somebody can check my work on that too. You can see it is directional and what they call asymmetric. But this is going to compete, like I said, with the other high-performance summer tires. Right now I have the Corsa tires on this car, and these are more known as cheater tires. They're basically DOT street legal, right there you can see the compound, street legal racing compound tires. They're 60 treadwear, so they're not going to compete with tires like this. They should be, well off the pace of tires like this. Also like the Nitto NT01 right here, which is a similar tire to the R888R from Toyo, which was an update of tires like the RA1. These have been around for a long time. They are excellent tires, excellent for doing lap days, excellent wear, outstanding grip, and you can actually drive them on the road very carefully in the damp. Standing water, no And if the temperatures, drop below 50 degrees, get in that 45 degree area, you want to be ultra cautious, and really anything less than that, you should not be doing. You'd need to heat them up significantly. So I will be replacing the Corsa system tires with this Bridgestone. And like I said, they're not equivalent. I'm looking for something that is a little bit less aggressive in breakaway and, can be driven in the rain better, let's say more. And my Corsas, quite frankly, I don't want to trash them. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but they're 4 years old and they've gotten hard, and they're kind of like hockey pucks, and so when they break away I get tremendous wheel hop. They don't just slip, they They hop massively. They break away very easily now. So again, I'm not trashing on the courses themselves. They're a great tire. They're 60 tread wear, so I'm sure they should be behaving very differently than the way that they are right now. But when they get old, if they've been exposed to cold weather, you know, or improper storage, then they're just gonna work like they do right now, which is not well. So these are gonna be a little more forgiving of a tire. They're not as single purpose oriented, and so they'll probably perform better than, of course, my old courses are, but certainly not as good as a new Corsa would. So again, not trashing the courses, just that, you know, you have to kind of know how to care for them and what their purpose is. But will it perform as well or better than the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S? We will find out. So I'm looking forward to just trying out this new tire. The sidewall is just in Bridgestone fashion, just very, very stiff. Again, you can't really tell anything, you know, just by staring at a tire like this and touching it, but you know, what they've done is inside there, and what they've done to make these magic are inside the tire, and we can't see it. So we're just gonna have to experience it and find out how it does. So I look forward to updating you all on how this Bridgestone Potenza Sport performs. Okay, we're back, and we have a set of Bridgestone Potenza Sports on this car in the quadrifoglio sized fitment, OEM, so 245s in the front, and the 285s in the rear. And I'm going to give you some subjective impressions. I can't do the type of testing, obviously, the tire rack and the professionals do, as far as, you know, being able to put together a perfect slalom and testing all tires and everything. But again, I just want to give you kind of my subjective opinion on how these stack up to a newer and good set of Pilot Sport 4S's, so comparable, and really not fair an old set of you know, P0 Corsas, the Corsa system tires that come on this car, which is a 60 tread wear, again, cheater tire, which should perform a lot better. But again, totally unfair comparison, because mine were older and were just really not performing the way that they should. So these tires perform way better, and these are 300 tread wear tires roughly, so they should not be performing better than the 60 tread wear Corsas, which just goes to show the Corsas were in bad shape. They had plenty of tread, but they were again, like 5 years old, 4.5 years old, and so they were probably stored maybe in cold climate or whatever, but they just turned into rocks, and it was like ice skating on them. So I really won't even bother to try and compare it to them, because it wouldn't be fair. One thing I can say, you know, just if you're into this kind of thing, it doesn't really matter, but you know, it's a good looking tire. But one thing is that it has just a significant amount right here of rim protection on it. You know, more so than I've seen really actually on pretty much many other tires, except for some of the OEM specific tires, like some of the Porsche tires. But this, for a factory, you know, tire, this is great for those that are, I don't know, like me, who can get a little bit careless with the rim protection. So, you know, that's a nice thing if you care about that. But as far as handling, I've put this car through its paces. I got all the molding grease off of them, so they're actually performing the way they should be now. And I can give you some impressions, and we'll go for a little drive and just kind of give you my impressions of this tire. Again, the Bridgestone Potenza Sport. All right, so let's talk about the Bridgestone Potenza Sport. Again, this is the long-awaited predecessor, or update, I should say, to the pole position SO4. So this is, that was a great tire for a long time. This would compete with other max performance similarly to the PS4S. I really don't see a huge difference there. As far as manners, as far as, quiet, ride comfort, a little bit, pretty darn good. As far as transmitting small bumps in the road, every bit is good. As the PS4S in that respect. Again, I would say that'd be very hard great tire, and I really have, again, just very pleased with the performance. So I think it's a great alternative to the really the favorite 300 treadwear max performance summer tire, the Pilot Sport 4S. And I would you know, I know the Continental Extreme Contact comes in at a lower price point now for reason. You know, it's not quite there, but obviously just a great tire for most people's needs. You know, so this price point is a little bit ahead of that, but I think it competes head-to-head with the Pilot Sport 4S, so I think it's worth every penny. It has some nice features like the, you know, really thick, you know, curb protection on it, and really, and the wet, you know, the wet weather performance is spot on. So it's really good. So, you know, if you're in a place like Florida, it's, you know, that could be advantageous to you, and it doesn't seem to give up anything in dry. So overall, you know, I definitely am pleased again with the purchase, and I would definitely recommend this as an alternative to the Pilot Sport 4.